Sailor Moon Serena here, and today I'm going to talk about something I know that I talked about before and before that. Now, I'm talking about, well, the hate that used to get when I was on YouTube. Now, I have come to terms with it. But to this day, I'll still really never know why that there was any hate. Now, it all goes back to 2008 AD when the first YouTube channel Sailor Moon Red was made. And the only guess I can come up with is that there were men and women on YouTube who had nothing good to do and wanted to use the outer web as their stead for bullying. Came across Sailor Moon Red and thought, well, here's the easy target. And from 2008 AD to 2013 AD, it was almost everyday occurrence. Movies would always get, mean, evil, bad, wrong words booked on it. And many things that were said I'm not going to repeat because I don't remember exactly everything that was said, but I assure you they weren't nice. And at that point, it was just people actually, men and women, just forlaying their words on the movies and on the channel. And over time, I eventually started blocking all of them. And then, like what a lot of men and women do, you stand up for yourself too. And then you start fighting back, and you start telling them that they're wrong for their behavior. Only this is really a mistake, since when you do stand up to them, that's what they want. They want a reaction. So all this did was just give them so they could come back again and again and get the same reaction. Plus, this also encouraged and sadly got others into taking their part of having getting them doing it too. And then apparently just talking shit was not good enough for them. Oh no. They decide to do some hacking. And somehow they figure out the password that was a part of YouTube, as well as a Google password. Because I had two passwords at one time for Google and also for YouTube. And all they had to do was figure out what one was. And this was back when all your sign-in information was just a username and password. It's not like how it is now where it's email and password. And they closed it down. And everybody was celebrating that one. Oh, no, everybody was having a get-together. All the haters were having a get-together for that one. And I got to blow my nose, and I'll continue on the story. I'll continue to tell the saga. Well, sad about that, but it had to be done. Now, the rest of the tale in the saga goes something like this. Then we come back with Sailor Moon Red. It starts up again. Only this time it starts up, and apparently talking shit was still not good enough for them. The hacking was not good enough for them. And then in came the false flagging. Yeah. Men and women who, thought that you were violating community guidelines when you weren't. And YouTube being dumb and falling for it. So this started where Sailor Moon Red 1 got flagged, and we decided to close it down. But that wasn't over. There was Sailor Moon's Best 1, and then that got suspended. Then Sailor Moon's Best 2, that got terminated. And then Sailor Moon on Sailor Moon YouTube, then that got suspended. And this would just continue. It would be constant. And there was Sailor Red 1, 2, 3, 4, and somebody found a way to flag that too. By that point, then it was Sailor Moon Tube 11, and by that point, we were done with talking and speaking back to the haters. It was just block and ignore. And then eventually ban block and not even talk to them. The hate was really bad. Did I forget to also mention the movies started? Well, the movies were already going on long before that. Men and women that would come on and make fun of you, make glee of you. And then they would claim, oh, I'm trying to help you. Men and women who thought that what you were doing on YouTube was evil, bad, and wrong. It didn't matter what the community guidelines said. According to them, it was evil, bad, and wrong. But, and yeah. And still to this day, I still don't know why any of it happened. Now there must have been a point to it, but I don't know what the point was. And for anyone who isn't on a social media website or on a movie, holding website, we'll just write it off as, well, when you put yourself out there, you're going to get hate. Yeah. But the degree of hate, you do expect to get someone to not like your movie or whatever, but you don't expect them, to wish death on you. You don't expect them to threaten to try to slay you. You don't expect, your chant, those type of things. And then also you don't expect someone to try to, do any of that stuff. Now the haters, and they're still around. A lot of them are still around, who are probably, angry, mad, and wrath that we've been around for 5 years. I know that pisses them off. They think they're protecting the internet, but here's the sad thing about it. They think that this is the influences they need to stop, but if really they're the ones that are actually the bind. They're the ones that actually have the issue. They got the binds, and they're the ones who are angry, mad, and wrath, not me. I'm not doing anything wrong. You see. But why was the hatred done? Who knows? No one really knows why. But apparently, they did what they did for whatever sad point they did it. No one really knew why. I don't know why. They have, they probably have their little sad points. Oh, well, you said this. Oh, you did that. No, didn't do anything to any of them. So I didn't do anything to any of them to say, hey, I gotta do this. No. All of the hurtful, mean, bad words on the movies and on the channel. Well, it's a borrowed word, but whatever. On the stead, and all the hacking, the suspensions and terminations were not needed. If these men and women would, and you would think before I end this movie, a lot of men and women think, oh, well, it is what it is. And to this day, I'll never know exactly why it happened. No one will ever know. But I'll tell you right now, the ones that didn't weren't just kids and teenagers. They weren't just kids and growing up. They were grown-ups too. So let that sink in. That the team of men and women that mostly are portrayed to be the mature ones, the adult, they were the ones that were engaging in the behavior. I'm Sailor Moon, and I'll see you later.